Well, this time of year, there are plenty of pool parties, backyard barbecues, and outdoor gatherings. All that summer fun, swimming, biking, playing on trampolines, and gathering around bonfires can lead to increased ER visits for children.
Dr. Whitney Minnock, the pediatric chief of emergency at Corewell Health William Beaumont University Hospital, joins us live via Zoom to share some tips on how to keep kids safe and hopefully prevent that trip to the ER. I mean, the list, I think you just were talking about it, Amber, but what are the most common injuries that you see with kids and they find themselves in the emergency room during the summer months?
Yeah, hi, I understand it. I have 4 young children aged 2 to 8. So summer is fun. There's a ton of activities that you can do. You can be outside. What we see probably the most of is orthopedic injuries to arms and legs, just basic lacerations and things like that. Certainly some of the more severe things like drowning, injuries from trampolines and bikes that, certainly can be a little bit more severe. We do see some of those, and certainly as the weather is getting nicer, we are seeing more of them.
Yeah. Drowning, we know, is a big concern for many parents, a lot of water around. What advice can you share to prevent drownings, whether it's in one of our Great Lakes or a backyard swimming pool?
Yeah, so I think one of the most important things that parents and all of us need to understand is there's no child that is drown proof. Having a pool, having all of the layers of protection, whether it's a fence, it's an alarm, it's a life jacket, nothing is more helpful than actually having a parent or a caregiver present if it's a toddler within arm's reach of the child so that you can protect them. Having alarms on doors are helpful, but again, these are all just layers of protection. So, being aware that no child is drown proof and keeping in mind all of those things that we can do. Having a cover that protects. I think there's the ones that actually seal the pool, and a fence. Again, layers of protection are most important.
One of the other things that summer brings, I just saw one over the weekend, is a bonfire. As dry as we've been, that's not advisable, but that may be taken care of with some storms tonight. But it's also danger for kids because they get too close. They have sparklers, particularly around the 4th of July. It's impossible to tell them how hot those things burn. How do these injuries normally happen in your experience in the ER?
It's almost the same thing as drowning, right? Having the child within your sight, especially kind of knowing age appropriate. When we talk about the sparklers and things like that, a toddler probably shouldn't be handling that, but maybe with an adult, they can figure out how to still have fun with them. A lot of times bonfires, there's the ones that are metal around them. They get very, very hot, and I think a lot of folks aren't quite aware how hot they can get, and those can still cause burns. Fires, even after they're extinguished, can still be very hot. So we still see kids that, maybe fall into a recently extinguished bonfire pit. So I think really it's that direct line of sight and warning kids. And, I use the word danger a lot with my children, kind of coming up with that. When you do s'mores, those are super fun. But again, those have to be done with supervision and kind of knowing that where your development is and age appropriate activities.
Do you see a lot of injuries from jumping on trampolines and riding bicycles? What's your best advice here, especially if you're dealing with a stubborn teen who doesn't want to wear a helmet?
Yeah, so we certainly see a handful of those. Not, again, the arm injuries, leg injuries, lacerations, things like that from biking. Head injuries are certainly the most severe things that we do see, and our biggest recommendation is obviously wearing a helmet. It is tough kind of with teenagers, and one of the things that I think can help that is modeling that behavior as an adult, letting them pick out the helmet themselves, maybe using the phrase, if a BMX biker or professional biker is going to wear a helmet, why wouldn't you? Yeah. Just kind of using that and modeling that behavior. Trampolines are really tough. They're so fun. Kids love them. But really, one jumper at a time is, I think, what they recommend. And when you get that double bounce and you go high, it's higher than your body was created to handle. So sometimes you can come down in awkward ways. We've certainly seen anything from bumps and bruises to spinal cord injuries. So, you know, it's tough because there's all of these things that are so much fun, and you don't want to tell kids they can't have fun, but at the same time, really just taking the precautions and knowing the risks, I think, are the most important things.
Yeah, very helpful advice.
Yeah, doctor, thank you very much. And let's hope you don't see too many of these things in the ER this summer. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.